Joined on the line now by Brett Wastie, the rugby coach for the Warriors. An exciting sort of turn of events for the under-11 boys team who've just come back from the Bangkok International Rugby Tens tournament, and a tremendous achievement winning the tournament. Brett, how were the boys feeling going into it?
They were excited. I mean, it's the first tour that this group has been on overseas. We've travelled regionally around the Gulf to Bahrain and to Doha and so on. But this was the first big trip that they've had, so they're very excited to go on it. I guess they were a bit nervous, not knowing what to expect, what they were going to come up against. But they handled themselves very well.
Who were the teams that they were playing against?
We had a charity side that we've sort of worked to try and raise money for this tour as well, called Nak Suu, which is a rugby team run by a charity in Bangkok that helps get the slum kids from sort of the port areas and some other sort of poverty-stricken areas playing rugby. So that was one of the big sort of teams that we were supporting from a fundraising side, and yet we also obviously managed to play some rugby against them. And then there's traditional expat sides in Bangkok. The principal one that we played was the Bangkok Lions, and then there was a Thai school as well, the name of which I can't pronounce. But those were the three teams that we played against in our pool in the tournament over this last weekend.
Perfect. So it's really teaching the boys more than just sort of rugby skills. It's the fact that they can raise money and help those who are a little bit less fortunate than perhaps the boys are here in Dubai. It's really sort of a life-changing event, do you think? Do you think that it's sort of opened up their eyes to other things outside of the rugby field?
Yeah, absolutely. We made it sort of an important aspect of our tour, having a sort of social responsibility side. And the kids had various sort of fundraising events that they've done to try and raise money. Like they've had a bake sale, they had a sponsored ride around Arabian ranches, they had a sponsored try event at one of the tournaments we had in Dubai back in January, and they sold some donuts and so on. Anyway, and we managed to raise quite a bit of money for them. Alongside that, we also got some help from a number of corporate sponsors who were also happy to help using their social responsibility budgets. And we managed to raise just over 25,000 dirhams for the Nak Suu Rugby Academy in Bangkok, which for them will see their whole program going for nearly over 6 or 7 months. So our kids did really, really well to try and get some funds raised and help out those less fortunate.
It's fantastic news, and these boys are playing in under-11 sort of team, but they've played a year level in the under-12s as well. What sort of skills do they have on the field? Have we got any burgeoning All Blacks or Springboks in the making?
I'm sure they'd all like to think so. It's impossible to tell at this young age, but we do have a lot of talented kids playing, not only with the Warriors, but also in some of the other clubs here in Dubai. And I think there's a big rugby bug that's going around at the moment, and the sport is growing, and it's great to see. And we're happy to be able to facilitate that and help the kids get into the sport, because it's a great sport for them to play, and they develop a lot of great friendships along the way.
And if people want to perhaps follow the team, offer them a little bit of support or help out when they do have a notable cause sort of coming up, what's the plan for the remainder of the season and then going into obviously next year?
Yeah, well, we'd like to continue our relationship with Nak Suu Rugby Academy and continue to raise funds and keep the charity side in Bangkok operating. And Warriors as a club and academy here in Dubai, we've got a website, we've got a Facebook page, which can be found searching online quite easily. And if anybody wants to follow us, or if anybody wants to get in touch with us, they're more than welcome to do so. And we
Perfect. Well, Brett Wastie, Warriors rugby coach. It's fantastic news, not only on and off the field, obviously, for such young kids here in Dubai to be doing so well. And we look forward to following the progress of the team.
That's great. Thanks very much for having us on the show, Anna. And we look forward to the kids continuing their great run and their great work that they've managed and